Welcome back to part 2 of talking about Relativity Short Message File format. In the previous video we talked about documentation and I briefly made an attempt to show what the file format is. And in this version what we're going to do is make a simple .NET app. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Visual Studio and show you what I've put together. So I made a new project. It has 2 buttons and I'm going to show you what the button does, and maybe we can do it side by side with documentation so you can kind of get an idea of how I built this. Again, we are getting a little geeky here, but stay with me. Okay, so here we have our project and we have our specs. So as we've seen, the first page here, or the EML portion, is just sort of a text wrapper. Not sure if it does much or not, like this part. So I'm not gonna bother generating that. What we're interested in is this section, base64 encoded zip file. Yeah, this is the exciting one. And what we gotta do is build this manifest, and we gotta build our participants and conversations and so on. So in my project here, what did I do? Solution Explorer. I've built these objects. So let's take our conversation. Oh, can't find it. Okay, we don't need to update this now. So you see our conversation has properties of an ID, display, platform, type, and it contains list of participants. So I added all the required items here. We also have our participants, which I should show you. So it's a participant object, and I only put required fields, ID and display, as you can see here. And the reason I did it is I'm just trying to build like a minimum viable, so just want to make sure this works. And our third object, well, there are going to be more, but there's going to be an event object that contains our ID type parent. So this has all the information. So body is going to be the text of the actual message. Timestamp is the time when it was sent, and participant who sent it, which is this guy right here. Okay, and what I did after that is I created a manifest object. Okay, and the manifest object is going to contain all these objects. So here it is. So manifest is going to contain list of participants, conversations, and events. And here I'm just initializing them all to a blank list. Nothing really special here. So the interesting part is this. I'm going to go to here. And what I did is I built instances of these objects. So I said, okay, we have participant, we're going to call it P1. So just like we do right here, P1, and I gave him a display name, person1. I made a second one, called it person2. Then I made a conversation, and I said, conversation1, 2 guys talking, type is direct, and I added my participants over here, and the platform is SMS. Was it required? I don't remember if it was required. Where are we? Conversation is here. So platform, yes, platform was required, and the type is required, so I have them here. And then we get into our event, where I said, okay, give me a new event, ID E1, conversation is going to be 1, participant person1 saying hi on this date, and then there's a second message saying hello 1 minute later. And now we're going to take our manifest, which is our main JSON file right here, and we're going to add our 2 participants, which are these 2 guys. We're going to add a conversation, and we're going to add 2 events. And we have this really clever command called JSON Convert, and what that'll do is it'll take .NET objects and convert them into a JSON format, which is like super convenient. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna click Make JSON. Bam! And so now we converted all these programming objects. So right there, so participants 1 and 2, and conversation, and our 2 events. Yeah, we just made a JSON file, right? Well, what we have to do is we need to zip it, and then we have to base 64 encode it. What I did is I added this button, and let's just say it's a magic button. All right, I'm not going to show you the code beneath it because that is way beyond scope of this. You can actually do all this manually. You can take this JSON file, copy it out, compress it into a zip file, just right click, add to zip, and then go to a website and say convert to base 64 and upload the file and download as base 64. Maybe I'll do that if this video is not too long. And let's see what we get. So I'm going to do this, and I'm going to say, okay, make that. And so now this looks like, I don't know what. But if we go to our folder here, we have our SMF file, this guy. Right, so let's make a copy, and let's take it into Ultra Edit, and you'll see that this kind of looks like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to cheat. We are going to delete all this and replace it with that. Bam. Now it's on one line, it's not wrapped around, but it doesn't matter. So I'm going to save it, and now we have our copy. Now I'm going to go to Relativity and see if it's going to work, and my Relativity is over here. Okay, and I'm going to say new document, going to drag and drop my copy. Okay, just so you know what my Relativity server is, it's this guy. This is the server. Okay, so it's a little bit slower than you would have in your office. And we have our file here. So let's click on it, and let's see what happens. And we have no extracted text, which we weren't really expecting, right? Ooh. And we got a problem. So accept access violation. Okay, I don't know what that means, but this is why we're doing this proof of concept. We need to create like a file that just to see if everything will work. I don't know what's going on here, but what I have to do is go back and recheck my file and see if I did something that was possibly stupid, or maybe I just missed something. Okay, I think I know the problem. I think I know the problem is type. No, not type. Event type should be message, and I don't have that. So let's say C. No, wrong area. Event E1 dot type equals message. Okay, there we go. And then E2 is going to be message 2. So let's run it. Okay, make JSON, make this, open, go back to our message here, Ultra Edit this guy, there we go. Replace this, save it, close it, and this is, well, we can check it, right? So we can go here, we can go here, view, and do we have a type message? Okay, let's see if this fixes it. So we just gotta rename it to our SMF, back to our workspace, delete our bad version. I think this is going to be kind of boring. I don't think anyone's going to want to watch this. New document, drag and drop. Yay, successful. We're going to click on it, and the viewer says, it works. All right. Okay. Okay, you see some funky stuff here. This is developer mode. All right, so we have our conversation, two guys talking. All right, we have person one, person two. Person one says hi, person two says hello. 9:55, 9:56. Yay! It works. All right. Where do we go from here? I have no idea. Okay, well, I'm happy that it works. So I will. What I'm gonna do is probably just build more on top of this application. And what I figure what I have to do now is just take like a dat file that contains messages, and for the events, just make a loop that's gonna go through all the fields and just gonna dump it out into the JSON file, and the rest of it is ready. And that should be next step for the proof of concept. Or I think more accurately, we already have a proof of concept. Maybe we can do more complete working version. So, all right, well, let me know if this was interesting, if at all, and I can continue capturing my journey in figuring out Relativity's short message format. See you guys later.